In this video clip, we are going to discuss the loss of biodiversity. This is in Lesson Plan 3. The objectives of this video clip are to explain what biodiversity means, name the fundamental causes of the loss of biodiversity due to human activities, explain the consequences of tropical deforestation on the 4 spheres of the natural environment. Biodiversity refers to the number, variety, and variability of living organisms. It is defined in terms of genes, species, and ecosystems. Genetic diversity is the variation between individuals and between populations within a species. Species diversity is the different types of animals, plants, and other life forms within a region. Ecosystem diversity is the variety of habitats found in an area. Biodiversity is threatened by habitat loss and degradation, climate change, excessive nutrient load and pollution, overexploitation of resources, and invasive alien species. In the next slide, we are going to look at these threats in more detail. Habitat destruction, fragmentation, and degradation is regarded as the most severe threat to biodiversity. An example of human encroachment into species habitat is that of the giant panda. This species has been driven to the edge of extinction by captive breeding, destruction of their main food source, which is bamboo. Warming temperatures, increased frequency of extreme weather events, and changing patterns of rainfall and drought has significant impacts on biodiversity. Warming climate is a significant threat to polar bears because of its effect on sea ice. The loss of sea ice in the Arctic, which is the primary habitat of polar bears, negatively affects the survival of polar bears. It is estimated that 2/3 of the world's polar bears could be extinct by 2050. The processes of climate change and habitat loss are happening at the same time. Our rivers, reservoirs, lakes, and seas are drowning in chemicals, waste, plastic, and other pollutants. Water pollution occurs when harmful substances, often chemicals or microorganisms, contaminate rivers, lakes, and oceans. This degrades water quality and makes it toxic to humans, plants, and animals. A river containing many pollutants can also create dead zones in the ocean. This happens when decomposing algae uses up oxygen in the water to leave large areas completely without marine life. The number of dead zones increased dramatically over the past 100 years. Scientific evidence shows that the overexploitation of fauna occurred from a long time ago. Examples of overexploitation include elephants, rhinos, and zebras in North Africa, the dodo and dodo tree in Mauritius. The use of firearms resulted in the extermination of the buffalo and extinction of the passenger pigeon in North America. Overhunting poses a big threat for large mammals whose products fetch high prices in local and international markets. The African elephant population was cut by half during the 1980s before a ban on international trade in ivory was introduced in 1989. The market for whale oil and meat increased the hunting of whale species. Plant species that are often at risk of overexploitation include cacti and orchids. Many species of trees have been reduced by selective logging. Increased trade, travel, and transport have facilitated the spread of invasive alien species. The movement of people has assisted biological invasions, both deliberate and unintentional. Examples of plants and animals deliberately transported for subsistence and commercial purposes are pigs, chickens, coconuts, potatoes, maize, eucalyptus, pine, and black wattle trees. Unintentional dispersal is when species are transported by automobiles, aircrafts, and ships. Examples include zebra mussel and the little red fire ant. Native to India, common miners escaped into the wild in South Africa in 1902. It is an enormous urban pest and is known to kick other birds out of their nests in the cities where they live. Tropical forests of all varieties are disappearing rapidly. Stretching out from the equator on all Earth's land surfaces is a wide belt of forests of amazing diversity and productivity. Tropical forests include dense rainforests, where rainfall is abundant year-round, seasonally moist forests, where rainfall is abundant but seasonal, and drier, more open woodlands. The causes of tropical deforestation in Africa are high external debt and declining prices of agricultural exports, increased log milling and manufacture of wood products, population growth, incentives to produce coffee and cacao, fuel wood collection. Some of the consequences of tropical deforestation are clearance of vegetation leads to accelerated soil erosion and degradation. More than half of the number of species on Earth live in tropical forests. Thus, deforestation in the tropics is a severe threat to the species and genetic diversity on Earth. The loss of biodiversity also means a loss of potential sources of new medicines, food crops, and genetic material to improve and protect crop yields from diseases and pests. Hotter and drier air over deforested areas lead to decreased cloud formation and precipitation. Reduction in precipitation and change in surface temperature. Release of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere contributing to warming.